Well, good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome you this evening. So good to see you. So without further ado, let's proceed. Welcome to this webinar. It's always great to have you with us on every occasion, each month. And I would like to particularly welcome Henk Rotman this evening. He's our special guest presenter. So let me tell you a little about Henk. Henk Rotman is a prominent figure in the South African lighting industry, having made significant contributions since his arrival in South Africa from the Netherlands in 2010. With a wealth of experience in various roles, he is currently the Gauteng Business Development Manager for Tridonic, a leading global provider of smart and efficient lighting solutions. His leadership extends well beyond his professional role, as he has been chairperson of the Gauteng branch of the Illumination Engineering Society of South Africa, better known as IESA, since 2017, fostering collaboration and innovation within the industry. His expertise and his interests lie in energy efficient lighting, sustainability, and the exploration of new lighting technologies. He's passionate about advancing the role of lighting in green buildings, emphasizing its impact on climate change, health, and well-being. His work often highlights the importance of adopting state-of-the-art lighting solutions, such as LED technology and smart controls, to reduce energy consumption and carbon emissions. So let's tell you a little bit about what you can anticipate this evening in the presentation by Henk. It promises to be an enlightening session, pardon for the pun. Henk will delve into the increasing importance of controls in modern lighting applications and shedding light on the reasons behind their growing adoption and the latest advancements in the field. He will explore the evolving dynamics of the lighting market, where there's clear distinction between lighting experts and the emerging group of control experts. You're going to gain valuable insight into the intersection of lighting and controls, including practical strategies for bridging the gap between these two domains. But before we officially kick off the evening, BHA School of Lighting, the Enlightened Community event, are proud to introduce this evening's episode sponsors, Tridonic, and a special thank you to them for sponsoring the event. Tridonic believes that good light does make a difference. It can enhance well-being, it makes things safe, alerts us, and guides us where to go. Tridonic's intelligent hardware and software create new ways of using and experiencing light. We invite you all to visit their website at www.tridonic.com. And before we enter the presentation, tonight I would like to let you know that we're running a different style of promotion for BHA School of Lighting Enlightened Community. You can earn 25% of any of our e-learning courses simply by sending an email to daniel@bhalighting.co.za with the subject line BHA 25% off, and include your full name and email address in the body of your mail in order to qualify. So give it a good go. So without further ado,
good light makes a difference. It enhances well-being, it makes things safe, alerts us, and guides us where we need to go. But what if light could be more than just light? What if light was the backbone of intelligent buildings? With performance that's tailored to the future? Or if it could be individually designed and implemented from start to finish? Innovative, customizable, optimizable, sustainable, and highly efficient. What if light could be an integrated, interconnected network that could learn, adapt, and evolve independently? At Tridonic, our intelligent hardware and software creates new ways of using and experiencing light, allowing you to choose your light according to your needs every minute of every day, from wherever you are. We develop innovative technology solutions that transform lighting systems into future-oriented, interconnected networks. We think light, we connect light, so that light can be Tridonic, more than light.
right, Henk, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. Thanks for the introduction. Also, thanks so much for inviting me and Tridonic. Also welcome to all attendees. Normally, I'm actually one of you because I've attended quite a few webinars. Yeah, it's exciting that for once I have the opportunity to present. So yeah, the topic is controls. It's a very broad topic. So let me explain a little bit what I'm going to talk about. Or maybe let me start by saying what I'm not doing. So it will not be a very technical presentation. It's also not going to be a sales pitch. Yes, Tridonic, we sponsor this. And I have some examples of Tridonic, but it's actually more a marketing presentation. So I try to keep it neutral. And yeah, I see it a bit as an umbrella presentation, as a collection of topics relevant for lighting controls. So let me give an overview of the topics I'm covering. So I start by why lighting controls. Then I'm going to talk about there are two kinds of people, and yeah, that seems a bit mysterious, but I'm going to explain the thought behind that. I have a few slides on outdoor controls. I'm also going to look at residential use of controls in smart homes. There's quite a few slides on lighting controls and data and information. I'm also going to share my opinion that we also have to look at the very simple controls, which also work And I end with, something which I found very fascinating, virtual sensors. So let me first go on why lighting controls. So the title of the presentation is The Growing Role of Controls. So let me explain the factors driving the growing use of controls. So this is the overview. So I'll start with energy saving as a first and still foremost driver of controls, and I'll go a little bit in detail. Another driver is the requirement for building codes. I'll also go a little bit more in detail there. Then flexibility. Flexibility, that could be personal control, where in your office or also at home, you want to be able to tune the lighting how you want it, the light level, the color temperature. Just setting the lighting where you feel fine. Then we have scene setting. We see that, for example, in meeting rooms, where you have a setting for presentations with a beamer, or when you have a discussion, or after the room is being used, when it has to be clean. So that's the flexibility that controls can offer. And also we look at dynamic lighting. And I like to refer to last month's webinar by David Rigby. I found that an interesting webinar, beautiful application pictures. And one of the pictures was outdoor, where you could light, let's say, landmarks in different colors. He had a picture of one of the main football stadiums with all the colors. So that's dynamic lighting, and that's only possible if we add controls to that kind of applications. Then human-centric lighting, or biodynamic lighting, or circadian lighting, whatever you want to call it, mimicking the lighting offered by Mother Nature. And again, controls plays a major role. So with the increase in human-centric lighting, controls is just lifting together with that. And a final driver, the option, the possibility of controls to generate data and extract information. And I'll come back to that. So this is the overview. A few more information on energy savings. It's a very frequent question. What does it bring? What energy savings does the use of controls bring? There are several studies. I just share the most recent one that I know, and you see here the figures where presence detection or motion sensing gives you about 24%. And of course, we know there's a big tolerance there, because some people are glued to the chair in their office, and other people are always on the move in the office. But the study found on average a percentage of 24. Let me jump to the other major one, which is daylight linking, 28%. Because if we look at the use of controls indoor, the main technologies are presence and daylight linking. 24 and 28%. And I always use as a rule of thumb that the use of controls offering presence detection and daylight linking, can halve the energy use in an indoor application. Yeah, you also see here, and it's actually quite interesting, two less popular technologies, task scene setting and task lighting, which actually generates a higher percentage. Yeah. Yeah, I said this is the most recent study that I found, and you see it's already more than 10 years old. And yeah, I didn't manage to see anything more recent because I actually wonder about the percentages. Are they still valid or maybe they've changed? Yeah, if you look at the use of an office compared to 2012, we have much more online meetings, which basically makes you stay in your office a bit more. So maybe the 24% has reduced a bit. On the other hand, we see a growing realization of the importance of a lot of daylight coming into a building. Yeah, and we also see, windows becoming larger because of that. Yeah, we see advances in glass. Yeah, glass is a product which is actually centuries old, but there's still innovation going on. Yeah, a company like Saint-Gobain, it's the French company. They're very active also in the sustainability field, and they keep on improving glass, which keeps heat out and let light in. Yeah, so maybe the 28% in the new buildings with more glass, it's actually higher. So I'm keen to see any more recent study actually. Yeah, so still I think the main driver of controls, energy efficiency, and this is an important study underpinning possible savings. Yeah, in line with the energy savings, building codes. Yeah, we see more and more building codes, and we see them as mandatory building codes and voluntary building codes. Yeah, an example of a mandatory building code that's here in South Africa is SANS 10400XA, which tells you can only have a certain installed watt per square meter. Yeah, so you have to stay within that limit. And there are more countries with that kind of codes. Yeah, Australia has a code for maximum installed watt per square meter. We call that the lighting power density. USA has one. Europe not. They have more directives on the energy use in the total building. Yeah, but controls can absolutely contribute in meeting these building codes. Yeah, and then we see the more voluntary building codes, which are the green building codes, and they become more and more important. Yeah, we have the Green Star rating, which is common here in South Africa. It's from the Green Building Council of South Africa, and they're just launching a new version. There's LEED, the Green Building Code used in the USA, but we see that in more and more countries because, American companies with an office or a factory abroad usually use LEED. We have it's slightly different. There's more focus on health and well-being. And the last one I like to mention is EDGE. EDGE is I think the newest building code, and it's meant to to make green buildings a bit more mainstream. Edge is excellence in design for greater efficiency, and it's supported by a software, and I made a screenshot of the software. So you see here, lighting controls is included. So the use of lighting controls in the Edge software contributes to points and helping you to reach a certain rating of your green building. So controls supports a certain rating of green buildings and your mandatory codes.
Sorry, Henk, just out of interest.
Please.
I assisted Green Building Council of South Africa with the writing of the lighting portion of their new release. Just a bit interesting, so to bring it right up to date.
I think you and I were the two lighting people mostly involved. Next month we have AISA conference, so we have somebody from Green Building Council introducing the new version to the lighting community, and I have also a draft of actually the copy. I think it's 1,000 pages. I was also very happy to see a lot of attention to the quality of light, so that we have to balance the energy efficiency, but also the quality. So I think it's a great step forward, and also thanks for mentioning that. So I move to my second topic. So that I called it, there are two kinds of people. Let me explain why. And I'm sure some of you recognize this. This is actually from my favorite movie, a classic, 1966, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. And I think we all know the music from Ennio Morricone, and the well-known scene at the end at the graveyard, and just after that, what you see on the screen is said that there are two kinds of people: those with loaded guns and those who dig. And I use it because I want to copy paste this a bit to lighting. And this is a personal observation, but I've tested this with several people, and they basically confirm that they see the same, that we see basically also two kinds of people in the lighting industry. We see the pure lighting people, that are the people, they know everything on CRI and glare and lux levels and uniformity and all the things. And we have the controls people who know everything about controls, have a good IT knowledge, make it work, and with the growing role of controls, I think we should get these people closer together. And I just made a graph, and I think we can all see, where are you? I think I made myself orange. I'm from Netherlands. I think I'm a bit here. I think I have a good lighting knowledge, broad, maybe not in all detail. And I have a decent controls knowledge, but I'm not a controls expert. I'm not, no. And my colleague Kyle is also in the in the presentation. He's supporting me in the background. I think, Kyle, you are maybe somewhere here. You have a very good controls knowledge, and you also know your lighting. But I think a lot of lighting people are here. Yeah. And I think we all have to move into this direction. Yeah. Because more and more projects include controls, and you have to play your part. You must be able to talk to a controls expert and together realize the project, to plan the project and to make it a success. Yeah, so I feel all the people here, and I'm including myself, we all have to try to move to the right. Yeah, so my statement, and yeah, if you have to remember one thing of my presentation, it should be this. My statement: every person in the lighting industry should have at least a basic understanding of lighting controls. Yeah, it starts with knowing the interface, 1 to 10 volt, DALI, what is D4I. And I see it in real life. How many times customers phone me, Henk, I urgently need drivers because we supply DALI, but now it's learned that the customer wants 1 to 10 volt. Yeah, then you haven't checked on forehand. Yeah. So, yeah, get your controls knowledge, improve it. So I have a few pointers how to realize that, and courses, and maybe you know better, Phil, but I actually do not know of many dedicated control courses. Yeah, the only one I know is from the Lighting Controls Association from the USA. They have online training. I think it's a very good training. You just have to realize, it's based on American market. They still love 1 to 10 volt. And you have to, sometimes it's in feet and not in meters. But that's actually the only one I know. AISA does not have a dedicated control training. I would love to have the time and make one, but we don't have at the moment. It's part of the application courses, indoor, retail, outdoor, but there's no dedicated training.
Henk, we do include it in our curriculum. At the moment, it's still a smaller portion, but it is being expanded in the new material, which will be launched towards the end of the year.
Great, and because the need is there, the need is absolutely there. Yeah,
that is the only course I know about.
Yeah, because I'm actually surprised that in Australia or the UK or other European countries also don't offer it. Yeah. Then LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn a lot. Maybe join some of the LinkedIn groups. Again, Light Controls Association as a group, and another one I'm a member of is Building Automation, IoT. So it's a bit broader. This is not only lighting, but it gives you more the full picture. Then, and I added this only today, DALI Alliance newsletter. So we have the DALI Alliance. That is the alliance taking care of the DALI interface and promoting it. And just this morning, I received a newsletter with really good documents, and especially targeting lighting designers and specifiers. So they have a website. I would say subscribe to the newsletter. Look at the website. There's really good information there. Then, a practical thing, volunteer to help with commissioning. Yeah, if we have, the more advanced controls, we need to do commissioning. Yeah, where you give addresses to your drivers and luminaires, you group them, and you set parameters. Like, okay, if nobody's there, am I switching off after 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes? Yeah, we call that commissioning. It can be a tough job. If you're early in the project, you have to walk around with safety shoes and helmet and safety glasses. If you're late, and usually you are late, the pressure is there to finish. So it's evening work, night work, it's weekends. But yeah, maybe just volunteer for half a day or a day. Get the feeling, what is commissioning, what challenges do we encounter. So yeah, a practical tip. Yeah, I did it many times. I cannot call it volunteer because my colleague Kyle said, Henk, you sold it, so please, I need you this evening or in the weekend. So yeah, I've paid my dues, but it's absolutely useful. You really learn. And then, yeah, talk to colleagues, ask questions. Yeah, be curious. I always say curiosity is the foundation of learning and advancing. So, yeah, just some tips from my side. I'll move to the next part, outdoor controls. Yeah. If we talk about outdoor controls, it's always the big installations. Yeah, then we talk big installations where you control the lighting in a whole city or part of a city. Yeah, we talk tele management, lighting management system, central management system. Yeah, I'm not going to cover that. I'm going to actually talk about what I see as an overlooked opportunity in outdoor controls. Yeah, because almost every building, office block, mall, warehouse, factory, they're always outdoor luminaires. Yeah.
Yeah.
Parking or the green spaces, etc., etc. So my observation is that the focus is always on the indoor part, and nobody talks about those outdoor luminaires outside of the building. Yeah, and again, I was Carl and myself did commissioning of a big office here in Johannesburg. A lot of time, a lot of meetings, mails, etc., and no attention whatsoever on the outdoor luminaires. And I think it's an overlooked opportunity, because remember, outdoor luminaires, outdoor lighting, we always have 4,000 burning hours per year, and actually we can really dim them. Yeah, do we need 100% at night? No, we can do with 20 or 30. So that's actually a big opportunity to save. Yeah, and the technology is there. Yeah, we have outdoor motion sensors. Yeah, we also have communication nodes. Yeah, and I'm talking here, for example, Bluetooth. Yeah. I know Phil, you're also quite keen on Bluetooth, Kazambi. Yeah, there are communication nodes, Tridonic is one of them, based on Kazambi and Bluetooth, so that also the outdoor luminaires, you can link to the mesh network that you have in the building. Yeah, so no need to make a separate network, just tie them in and program them. Yeah. And it's actually a very simple option. The outdoor LED drivers, many of them are programmable with software, and you can program a step dim profile. Because, lighting around an office, after 8 o'clock, do I need 100%? No, I can easily dim to 30% after 8. And at 4 in the morning, I go maybe back to 100 for the early birds the next day. Yeah, we can program that in the driver, basically that comes free of charge. Yeah, it's just a matter of programming. Yeah, one practicality here. Yeah, if we have power issues, if we have load shedding, that messes up the profile. So it's more suitable for countries with a very consistent electricity supply.
Yeah.
Then, we know we talked human-centric lighting. The enabling technology is tunable light. We can do that outdoor. Yeah, I think there's a growing realization that the blue content in LEDs is not good for wildlife, including insects. So yeah, if we have an office park next or close to a nature reserve or an important area with certain wildlife, yeah, consider tunable white, where again after 8 o'clock we go to 2700 Kelvin or even to amber. Yeah, so to really eliminate as much as possible the blue content. The controls and the technology is available. Yeah? So again, I think this is an overlooked opportunity. That we have to consider.
And the other thing, Henk, it also
Yeah, sure.
tunes into to IDA, International Dark Sky Association.
Yeah, of
And,
course. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
reduces light pollution.
Yeah, dimming of outdoor always contributes to realizing, or let's say, reducing light pollution. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, now I'm going to move to homes. Yeah, so far I mainly talked, professional applications, but yeah, we use light controls at home. Yeah, as part of a smart home. So if we look at the smart home of yesterday, and unfortunately, I think still today, we actually see two different setups. Yeah. The one on the left, I call it like an island approach. Yeah. So we have maybe our security cameras. They are smart. We control them with an app on the phone. And the same for our smart geyser. Yeah, we have a device, we can switch it on and off when we want, we can even follow the temperature. But I have another app on my phone. Lighting, the same. Can use my phone to dim them, switch them, whatever you want, with another app on the phone. But the devices don't talk to each other. Yeah, your camera and your light don't talk. There's no connection. Yeah, they don't talk to each other. If there maybe the security picks something up and you would actually like to have more light, it's difficult to realize that. On the right, there's another setup. It's a manufacturer-specific platform where they have a system. It can talk to each other. But the issue is, you're in the hands of one supplier and you have a little limited choice of the devices and usually not state-of-the-art functionality. Yeah. It can work with each other, but it also has drawbacks. But there is hope. And that is Matter. So Matter is a standard for smart homes managed by the Connectivity Standard Alliance. And the goal of Matter is that all smart devices in a home can work together. Important to realize, Matter is a general standard, so it's a smart home standard. It's wireless. It uses a thread as an underlying technology. So it's not a lighting standard. Yeah, but it's introduced so that devices from different manufacturers, smart devices, work together in one system. And it's supported by many well-known companies. Yeah, we all know Amazon, Apple, Schneider. Yeah, so it's supported broadly by many big companies. Yeah, so why does matter? Why does matter to the lighting industry? Yeah, residential lighting is a big part of the lighting industry. Yeah, I think we lighting professionals usually focus on the professional side, but yeah, residential is a big part of the market. Yeah, so if we have more smart homes, including smart lighting, it's good for the industry. At the same time, yeah, and that's that we see as Tridonic, that we feel matter will move towards semi-professional applications. Yeah, take a hotel. How many hotels have the slogan "Your home away from home"? Yeah, so your hotel room, we can see, yeah, it could be maybe a kind of home, maybe a small office, yeah. And I like also the care home, the picture here, yeah, where there are elderly people, and how many countries, yeah, they have a graying population, and they like to keep them at home as long as possible. So a smart home with devices that enable them to still live on their own, I think it's important. Yeah. In the Tridonic office in Cape Town, we have a small matter setup, and it's actually cool. Yeah, in our meeting room, we have, I think it's a Google Nest. No, it's Apple Pod. And via the Apple Pod, we can control certain devices. So the lighting and the beamer. Yeah. So if there's a presentation, we say, Siri, lighting 50%, beamer on, and it's there. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm waiting for the coffee machine to make my espresso, but
make the coffee.
Yeah. So
it does work very well, Henk. I've seen it. Leroy showed it to me.
Yeah, and I also feel that looking ahead, very soon there'll be generations. They will look at us as dinosaurs because we had to go to a wall switch to switch on and off the lighting. For future generations, that's strange, because they are used to control everything on their phone. Yeah, so matter appeals to that, and it's still maybe in early days, but I see a great future for matter. Not only at home, but also in part of the professional applications. Okay, now I'm coming to something. I have quite a few slides. I have some nice examples. Lighting controls as a generator of data and information. Yeah, data is becoming so important in our lives. I think what's the most important topic at the moment? Artificial intelligence. Yeah, what's the input of artificial intelligence? It's data. And lighting controls enables data, and also enables to get insights and information out of data. Yeah, and insights can then be for the complete building, or in the case of outdoor, a city, or maybe part of a building or a city, or on luminaire and driver level. So I have a few examples. So I have an example. This is the Tridonic factory in the UK. Yeah, it's part of the Zorn premises in Spennymoor. And yeah, we have installed controls, and let's say on top of the controls, there's a software layer who gets the information from the controls and the sensors, and you can display it in a user-friendly way. And they call that the dashboard. Yeah, and it gives you all the relevant information that you're looking for. Yeah, so you see certain things here, 10 devices, this is the number of luminaires, emergency lights, different zones. Here you see, the factory, so many meters, etc. So many sensors, light sensors, etc. Yeah, just the first overview of relevant data. Yeah, very important. And I told energy savings is still the primary reason to choose controls. So here you have your data. Yeah, your savings, your cost savings, CO2 emissions, etc. Yeah, nicely visualized. Yeah, and you see also here your power density. Remember the building codes? Here you have your information. Yeah, a good example of the added value of controls in giving insights and good information. Yeah, here you see some parameters per week, even per hour, months, so you can follow it. If you see suddenly like a spike, hey, what's happening? Yeah, and you can maybe take a corrective action. Yeah, here's some other relevant things. So you see in the plant, light on 6.7 hours, 43% is the average dim level. Yeah, so in this case, I think we actually save more than the 28% on the study. Yeah, so you see actually the majority of luminaires, the dim level is 40 to 60%. Yeah, so we can also already see, hey, that means less heat is generated, less stress on the LEDs. So probably my LED lifetime will be longer than nominal. Yeah, it will help. Yeah, here we can zoom in on certain spaces in the plant. Yeah, because that's something that a lot of control manufacturers always say. You can have good insight in utilization of space. Yeah, but you see here, this, I think this is a conference room. It's hardly used. Yeah, maybe you can say, okay, let's stop using it. We don't have to heat it anymore. We don't have to clean it anymore. We just use a bit more the other rooms. Yeah, so you save additionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, same a bit here. And I think this was the last one. So just, this is how it works. You have a control system and you have additional software getting information on the controls. Giving meaningful information in a dashboard so you can manage your system in an optimal way.
That's excellent.
Yeah, then I want to talk about the data at driver level. Yeah, and now I have to, I'm going to refer to something you once said, Phil, in one of your presentations. Because I feel you're also passionate about controls and you like Bluetooth. and you're also passionate about PoE, power over Ethernet. And when you talked about power over Ethernet, you once said, it's DC, and LEDs need DC. Maybe we can work without a driver. And I was listening. You couldn't see me. I was shaking my head. Of course, my daily job is to sell drivers. So I'm biased. I realize that. But the thing is, drivers have actually become very intelligent devices. A few years ago, I made a presentation. I called it the evolving role of control gear from ballast to brains. Because drivers are fully electronic. There are ICs inside, and they are really important components in a lighting system. So part of the DALI 2 standard is data specifications. So this is part of the DALI standard, that there is luminaire data, energy data, and diagnostic data. And it's in the driver. And with the right, there are ways to get that information out of the driver and use it in a good way. That can be in a control system, but you can also read out a single driver. So again, I'm going to show you, and in Tridonic we have a name for that. It's called Loom Data. So it's those three DALI parts. But we now see also that manufacturers come with their own add-ons to the DALI standard. So in Tridonic we came with something we call the lifetime indicator. It's like a kind of artificial intelligence in the driver, which checks important parameters in the driver and then assesses the state of the driver and tells you how many burning hours are left. And I hope you can see it here. So this is the lifetime indicator. So you can read out the driver. So in this case, we feel the driver has still 62.5% of the lifetime left. So you see there's intelligence in the driver. It's not that dumb component as we had when it was still magnetic, copper and iron. It's electronics. It gives you data. And it can play an important role. If I have a factory and I have 24/7 operation, I have to carefully plan my maintenance, because maybe once every 3 months I have a day where they stop the production and I have to do all my maintenance in 24 hours before they restart production. So we can see here, and you can optimally plan driver replacement to say, I can make it 3 more months, or no, let me not take a chance. Let me proactively replace my driver. So again, I think drivers are very important components and have added value. So I think this is a good example of, again, controls and data and information. Simple works as well. Maybe you accuse me of flip-flopping because I come with sophisticated things and suddenly I go to simple. But I also feel there's always a market for, the more cost-effective and simple products and the added value products. So also in controls, we have simple controls, and there's a market for simple controls. So I'm just giving 2 examples here. On the left, there's a legacy product. this is a Philips product. I sold this in my Philips time, and I still think this was a brilliant product. This is the Philips LuxSense. So let me explain. So this is a light meter, and you could click it on a fluorescent tube. It could be the T8 or the T5. And then with two wires, you connect it to the dimmable ECG. Yeah, it was still the 1 to 10 volt. Yeah, so you click this on your tube. It looks downward. It's controlled by the ECG, and the only thing you had to do in the evening, you had to come once with your lux meter. Here you had a diaphragma, so you just change it, you set it at the right level. After that, automatic daylight linking for the rest of the lifetime of the luminaire. Yeah, very simple, straightforward, no commissioning, nothing. Yeah, but simple and effective. Yeah, legacy, but in LEDs, I think we also have simple and very effective products. So this is also one of my favorite products. It's the Tridonic step dim system. This is a microwave sensor, and the microwave sensor, you can look through plastic. Yeah, so this is ideal for vapor-proof and LED battens. Yeah, and it's linked, it's a system to a driver, but this is not a DALI driver. It's actually a tuned fixed output driver. So we can skip the DALI part and therefore make it very cost effective. Yeah, so this is, and then you have a few settings, just a few settings, and it's all done in the factory. Yeah, on site, the electrician just does what he always does, connect live, neutral, and earth, and that's it. Yeah, automatic step dim in my vapor-proof or LED battens. And this is highly successful in the market because it's simple, cost-effective, and yeah, we've sold many, mainly in parking lots. Yeah, because you don't want black areas in your parking lot, but yeah, still want to see something. Yeah, so simple also works, and I feel that all control companies in their marketing focus always on the high end. And yeah, it's nice to talk about the fancy products, but there is a market for simple and affordable. And it brings also the energy savings. Okay, see, I'm running out of time, but I have my last topic, and I'm only adding this because I found it so fascinating, and I also feel this is such a great example of controls as part of the Internet of Things. So you see here a solar luminaire, and you already see in the background, it's very cloudy. This is picture, it's very close to my place of birth. Yeah, and you see here, this is the weather forecast for the coming days in this place. Yeah, and you know, yeah, solar needs sunlight. Yeah, it needs light, but preferably a lot of light. And one of the specs in solar is what they call days of autonomy, which basically says, okay, how many days my solar works if it's cloudy or rainy. And often that is maybe 2 or 3 days. Yeah, and the spec is very important because you don't want the solar light to go fully out. But you also don't want too many days of autonomy because you have to increase your battery capacity. Yeah, and the battery is still the most expensive part of the system. Yeah. So we can, what we can do is make an intelligent system and link it to what we call the virtual sensor. So my weather app on my phone uh, works as a virtual sensor. So it gives information to the solar. Yeah, and this doesn't work with your run-of-the-mill solar. Yeah, you need like a D4I driver. And as Tridonic, we will introduce that next month. I just received the samples today. But we can make the system intelligent. Yeah. So what can happen is now my weather app is a sensor, and it tells my solar system, oh, I have many days of rain and clouds coming. So in order not to run out of my battery, what I'll do is the coming nights I reduce my light level to maybe 70%. Yeah, so instead of 3 days of autonomy, I can have maybe 4 or 5. Yeah, so it's, I think, a great example of IoT, Internet of Things, and again, data having a good interpretation and have a proper functioning lighting system. Yeah, just an example of what are the possibilities of controls.
Yeah.
And this is my last slide. I think I took an hour. Yeah. So
we can just end the evening appropriately. There are contact details if you would like to make a note of them to contact us. There's Daniel's address for those of you who are excited about the fantastic discount if you enroll. And finally, once again, Henk, our sincere thanks to you for sharing your vast knowledge about lighting controls. Thank you to Carl for also standing in and giving us some great answers. Thank you, Carl. And then thank you to Tridonic for being our sponsor for this webinar.